watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
America's turning 250, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks. America.
Fireworks.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on? What? Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. You're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio.
I just want to say thanks for making my millennium. Oh my gosh. Well, it's a love fest.
Yeah, you heard that story.
Yeah.
So I guess should I tell it again?
Oh, yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah.
You know, you guys are into comedy. Does it really help when somebody gives the punchline?
Hello!
Do it like that.
Hello!
Yeah, like that.
Hello!
Not like that.
No, that was awful.
The one you did when I wasn't.
Hello!
Okay, save it for when it's on.
Sorry.
God, I turned off the microphone, and you're like, gold. I turn the microphone on, I get ah. Seriously, ready?
Hello! That was an idiot. Damn it. Hello!
That was it.
All right. This is the one. Hello! Hello!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
Hello!
So yeah, do it like hey. All right, you ready from hey?
Hey!
Now.
Hello. Hey.
Knock 'em dead. Comedy show.
Hello. Do it like that.
Hello!
Yeah, like that.
Hello!
Not like that.
No, that was awful.
The one you did when I wasn't.
Hello!
Okay, save it for when it's on.
Sorry.
God, I turn off the microphone, and you're like, gold. I turn the microphone on, I get ah. Seriously, ready?
Hello! That was an idiot. Damn it. Hello!
That was it.
All right. This is the one. Hello! Hello!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
Hello!
So yeah, do it like hey. All right, you ready from hey?
Hey!
Now.
Hello. Hey.
Knock 'em dead. Comedy show.
Hello. Do it like that.
Okay. Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. It is Thursday. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show, coming at you live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, Facebook page, YouTube channel. We appreciate you guys watching, no matter where you're watching, Facebook or YouTube. We appreciate the support. We appreciate if you share the link to the show and tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We really do appreciate the support very, very much. But if you'd like to join in on the conversation and be a part of today's show, want to hear your comments read, please shoot over to YouTube, because that is where we monitor the comments, especially today, because, with the anniversary and everything going on, we definitely want some input from you guys today. We'd love to hear from you and and talk things out with you guys.
Share some stories.
Share some stories. The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show, we're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, and we have a legend in here with us today. Jeff Scelzi is here,
me?
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you are a legend, my friend.
I thought legends were dead.
Legends were dead?
I thought you have to be dead to be a legend.
No.
Okay.
No.
Living legend?
Living legend.
All right.
There you go.
All
right. You are a legend.
Oh, thank you.
You are
Right
a
back
hero.
at you.
Well, no, you're a fireman. You're a hero. Jeff Bosey's watching. Hi, Jeff.
Jethro.
You're a fireman, so you're a hero. You're a great friend for 40-something years at this point.
God, do we have to say that?
I know. It is crazy, isn't
Just we say long time.
Long time
Long
friends.
freaking time.
So
our hair was much different back then.
well, you still have yours, which
I
is
do.
Which is a start.
It just grows uncontrollably too. It drives me nuts.
Just like your penis.
Well, that's a different show. That's a different show, Tony.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow. All right, so so I've been saying leading up to this day that I don't really see myself doing a lot of joking around on a day like this. It's a tough day, and I will say that this show, we're in a comedy club. We definitely spotlight the comedians. We always have a great time in here, but it is also a free form show. We talk about anything we want, pretty much. And most of the time we have a good time, but we've done some serious shows. Way back in the early days, I don't know if anybody watching would remember. I don't know if who's left that was watching the show back in the early days, but one time we had retired Long Island newscaster Drew Scott was in here. His granddaughter had died from a heroin overdose, and he then was he became an activist against drug use. And educating people and trying to get them to be aware of what they're doing. He came in here and talked. We did the whole show based on that. We've had drug addicts. We've had guys who have been in jail, for crimes. We've drug addicts, all sorts of serious topics. And so we started this show in 2018. So September 11, 2018, we had Hicksville fireman Bobby Sen. Bobby. He was in here. Bobby was. He's a volunteer fireman at Hicksville, but he's now retired. But he was a New York City fireman. That was his job, and he was there at 9/11. Yep. Saw some crazy shit. He came in that day, and we did a 4-hour show because we just couldn't stop talking. Yeah. Bobby's a great dude. Jeff and I go way back with him.
I go back to elementary school with him.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done shows where they're more on the serious side, and definitely with the anniversary, with what happened yesterday, I do think it is going to be more of a serious show than silliness. If anybody wants to call in and talk about yesterday, talk about the today's anniversary, talk about the girl on the train, it's just been a weird.
If you're gonna call in, let's I don't want it to be political.
It's not political.
Tired of politics. Is not a day for that at all. I don't care.
It's not political at all, and I guess I'll kick it off. This is not political. I'll be honest. I do not know a lot about Charlie Kirk. I knew who he was. I knew what he did. I think I have maybe seen 2 videos with him prior to yesterday. I didn't know much.
Mary watched him a lot.
Lisa loved him too. She watched him a lot. From what I've seen, yesterday afternoon, that's pretty much all I did, which I think was what most people did. They just watched stuff about him. What I saw made sense to me. A little arrogant, so I can see to a point why people would not like him, but arrogant. But again, what he said, what I saw made sense. Now I have since seen people on social media talk about, he said this and I didn't like that. He didn't seem to care about school shootings. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about that.
And it's just the narrative people I think want to paint who are one way or the other. He's not, I saw a person made a comment on Facebook, not a friend of mine by any means, never would be, but they said, he was taken out for what he advocated for, and it was his own, basically his fault. This person saying, he doesn't advocate gun violence, you freaking moron.
Yeah.
He, from what I've seen, he's more about let's have a dialogue.
That's what everybody seems to be saying.
Let's all realize that we're all Americans. We're all allowed to have our opinions. From what I've seen, he'd never tried to sway anybody to see a certain way. It's just he just wanted to have a dialogue, especially with the young people who sometimes, going through schools, they're brainwashed to be a certain way. Their teacher is going to push their view on their students, and they do it.
Oh, yeah.
I know it from my girls going to school.
Yep.
That the teachers are pushing their own agenda on the kids. And he's more like, listen, there was a girl that asked him a question. Her parents were divorced. The mother was right. The father was left. And she was feeling pressure to go one way or the other. And she goes, how do I tell them, And he did not. He goes, honor thy parents is one of the commandments. He goes, He goes, first off, bring, Jesus into your life or whatever kind of thing. So he wasn't pushing her one way or the other. He's like, you'll find your way. Just honor them. Doesn't mean you have to believe what they believe or start believing what they believe. Just not, so he wasn't pushing any thing. He just trying to make people see the bigger picture or
Right.
think outside the box.
Well, I saw one post. I'm not naming names today, but I saw one guy that I know post something where he said, "I will not shed a tear for this man. He was toxic and dangerous." Now, again,
That person is very closed-minded, if you ask
well,
me.
that's the thing. So, again, I'm not going to pretend that I knew everything about Charlie Kirk. So I don't know why this guy says that. But, again, based on everything I've been learning in the past 24 hours, all I've seen is a guy that just wanted to have a conversation.
Yeah.
What the clips that I saw, the things that he was saying made sense to me. I didn't see any clips about him. I didn't see anything that I would label as toxic.
No.
I didn't see
No.
him come down on school shootings. So I don't know where this person gets this stuff from.
And that's
How-
a that's a terrible comment to make because
Well,
now
that's the
there's two
thing.
little kids without a dad. What you know?
And that's the thing. So let's just say, for argument's sake, the man was toxic and dangerous, okay?
You don't
But-
deserve to die because of it.
Well, that's the thing. Let this man live, because maybe tomorrow, maybe 10 years from now, he might turn around and say, I was wrong when I said this. I was wrong when I did this. I have since, we've seen plenty of people have done that.
Yeah.
I've changed my ways. I was horrible when I
Sure.
did this, or I can't believe I felt this way. I've changed my ways. The man, everybody deserves a chance to do the right thing.
But now all of a sudden we can't have our own opinions here in this country. People fucking rip you apart because your opinion might not be theirs.
Right.
It's like, dude, the last time I thought we were in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Well, we have freedom of speech.
And freedom of speech, yes.
I
but
can
I-
think any way I want. And if somebody
Absolutely.
doesn't like it, they can go fuck themselves.
Agreed. Totally agreed. However, I do think things get confusing, and it not only confusing, but it just seems to stir the pot on social media. I obviously, it might
Social
not be a
media is
majority.
terrible.
It might not be a majority. I don't know, but obviously, society as a whole have proven that we can't handle social media.
Right.
I personally believe if there was a way to filter it out, anybody that posted anything about politics, the post should be
Right.
automatically removed.
Well, you got to think about half of what that term is. Social.
Yeah.
Media. Media is always one way, and they paint the narrative that they want you to believe. And it's their narrative, and nobody... It's media.
And that's the
media
problem, too.
is terrible.
That's the problem, too. And that goes for both sides. You have plenty of media outlets on the left, plenty of media outlets on the right, and they're pushing their agenda.
Nah, it's a little less. Most media is completely left. There's very little. That's right. Very little.
I don't know if I agree with that, but whatever the percentage is, there's still both sides. And who was I talking to just yesterday? I had Murder Mystery rehearsal last night. I was one of the cast members. We were talking about when we were children, before social media, before even cable exploded. When we were children, you had, news.
Yeah.
This person was elected today. This person died today. This explosion happened, or this person's a hero. They saved a life. Like, it was news. It was factual. It was news. It wasn't slanted. It wasn't, well, this one said on Twitter today. Who gives a shit what so-and-so has to say on Twitter?
Right.
And we obviously can't handle social media. And I realize I'm saying that is, taking away some freedom of speech, but I'm sorry, but we obviously can't handle it. I do think social media, like Facebook, when people our age first discovered Facebook, it was almost like walking into somebody's bedroom or somebody's man cave. This was almost your way to display your bedroom or your man cave. Instead of having posters on a wall, you now were able to put a picture of your favorite band on your profile. You are now able to post a silly cartoon. You are now able to post about your favorite sports team. So basically it's like walking into your teenage bedroom where you see posters of favorite bands, favorite actresses. Yeah. That's what Facebook was when we first joined it, almost 20 years ago. It wasn't a platform, it became that quickly, but at first it wasn't this platform to go crazy. And I mean, how many fights have people got into because they're keyboard warriors. They say things that they would never say in
families
person.
broken up and not talking to this one and not talking to that one.
When we were kids, you could, before cable exploded, before social media, when we were kids, you can go out. Everybody would be outside, first off.
Yeah.
And most businesses were closed on Sundays.
Yep.
So so everybody would be home. And during the summer, you're outside barbecuing. I mean, it was the common thing. Backyard. You saw people in every backyard. Neighbors at their fences talking to their neighbor on the other side of the fence. You can hang out and socialize for hours.
Yeah.
And not get into politics. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't even know where they stood half the time. It's social media that's kind of brought that in.
Yeah.
Now, having said all that, there's not an excuse, or it still comes down to the asshole that shot this poor guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, like you said, this guy didn't deserve. I'm sorry, and if you want to correct me, go right ahead, and I'll take it, and I'll say I've been corrected. If this guy was dangerous, if somebody wants to tell me something that he may have done, I still would have a hard time believing he deserved to die. But I just personally think nobody deserves.
No.
I shouldn't say nobody. Like Osama bin Laden deserved to die.
Yes.
The men who carried out 9/11, they're still sitting in a jail cell. Those guys, and I used to say this about bin Laden too. These guys, what I feel they should get, I personally feel they should be set free, flown to New York City, and just open a door and let them walk through New York City. And then
announcing who they are, of course.
Oh, of course, letting everybody know they're being set free, and this is where they're going to be let out.
And you will not be touched, no matter what
exactly.
you do.
Whatever happens.
you will not
sorry, nobody saw it. Nobody got video.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. That's what I feel. But people like them deserve to die. And I know I shouldn't. Again, you mentioned the Ten Commandments and the Bible, but technically we're not supposed to make judgments like that. But sorry, that is how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I can't really help it.
I think there was a moron newscaster on MSNBC or something I read somewhere.
Yes,
that said, it was probably one of the conservatives just firing a gun in like a celebration of him.
Yep.
I hope that motherfucker gets fired. That's an asshole.
Yes,
that's an asshole.
and that's the thing too. I find it very sad. I see comments coming in. I'm going to get to them in a second. But since you brought it up, I did want to get to just how horrible. And again, that's what I was saying a minute ago. Keyboard warriors, they get brave, posting shit on Facebook that I don't think they'd have the balls to say to somebody's face.
That's the problem.
There was one. So I'm quoting two different posts that I saw. Again, remaining nameless, but these. I'm reading two comments or two posts. From people, these are both people I know. One fairly well, one I don't think I've ever met in person. Can't we all agree that liberals have better snipers? I'm like, that is so distasteful.
That's terrible.
Yeah, awful.
That person should be removed from whatever fucking platform they're on. I'm very vulgar today. I'm sorry. But
that's all right.
Shit's pissing me off.
And now this one actually. Now the one I just read, just an idiot trying to be funny. This one disturbs me more. Am I as bad as he is in that I can't muster one bit of sympathy or empathy for the death of Charlie Kirk? I'm glad he's gone, and for the irony of his cocky assertion that a few deaths are a small price to pay for the dominance of the NRA. I don't feel bad for his wife, who willfully aligned herself with his warped worldview, and I don't. And I think his kids are better off without him.
That's another piece of shit.
Yeah, and like I've been saying, I don't know what he has said. I don't know what he's done as far as defending the NRA. So
do we have this isn't like a mutual friend we have on Facebook, because I will fucking delete them now.
No, neither one of them are.
Okay,
neither one of them are.
I delete them.
But
bye.
I mean, if he actually said something to the fact that a few deaths are a small price to pay for the dominance of the NRA, I would strongly disagree with him. I might even call him a jerk, but I wouldn't wish him death.
No.
So yeah,
And I don't know if he's ever said that. I can't picture it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I cannot picture that. But there are ways to fact check things,
Right.
and some people just choose
But
to believe
that's just
whatever they see.
disturbing
It is.
to actually go to
It's
that
terrible.
point and to say I don't feel his kids are better off without him. I'm sorry, Charlie Kirk. Let's maybe even if he was a drinker, a womanizer, maybe even if he stole $50 million from Donald Trump, his kids. Nobody replaces your mother or your father.
No.
And the kids might not. Let's just say he was a horrible person. I don't personally think he was based on what I know, but let's just say he was a horrible person. Unless he's doing damage to those kids, no, they're not better off without him.
No.
In fact, I'll use myself as a perfect example. Because my father was not a good father. My parents were divorced, and that's between them. Parents who get divorced, couples who get divorced can be a divorced couple and still be great parents. So,
Yeah, true.
And yeah, I do feel I was better off without him because I had a great childhood. My father was not a good man. He was not honorable. He could not hold down jobs. He was not. He didn't have a relationship with my brother and I. He didn't even send my mother money. I mean, he was a deadbeat dad. I mean, the true definition of a deadbeat dad. So, in a situation like that, but I'm sorry, but yeah, to say that about his kids are so little.
See, I would if I saw that, I would have reported that comment to whatever media platform it was on. I would have reported it.
I honestly didn't even think to do that. But then also what I've seen a few people do, which I don't understand. So some people I've seen some people say, where's the outrage over the school shootings? Where's the outrage over Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, who were, they were killed 2 or 3 months ago in their home, which was also a political assassination. But that confuses me. Like, why are we comparing?
Yeah.
Why aren't we saying, all of this is awful. All of these things are a tragedy. And we should all be mourning together.
You barely hear a blip about that poor Ukrainian girl who was killed on the freaking subway. You barely hear anything about that.
Well,
why?
Lately, maybe the past 2 or 3 days, we're hearing nothing but. But that's why, because nobody was reporting it originally.
Well, the one girl from the White House, one of Trump's speakers, ripped the media apart in the newsroom.
I saw that.
And she was 100%. She was 100% right.
Right.
She was. Most of you in here fused. And I hate to say this because I'm not like, if the colors were reversed, it'd be all over the freaking news. Sorry.
The opinions and expressions expressed by Jeff Scelzi are
true.
not the opinions of a Comedy Club podcast.
It's unfortunate that it's like that, but that is the poison of the media.
Yeah, I'm going to steer clear of that.
Yeah, but I get it. I agree with you.
Regardless of color, the fact that that one woman who was
no matter
right
what the
across
color
from her,
is, what I'm saying is it should get the same attention. It shouldn't get.
I don't care what color you are. That woman
exactly.
who sat right across and was looking, the one guy that saw it and got up and took off. Those people should be held accountable. They couldn't even pick up their phone to call 911. Fine, you don't want to get up. You're scared you might die too. You don't know what this guy's doing. I get that to a certain degree, but you can't just from where you're sitting. Hello, 911. There's a guy stabbing a girl right here on the train. It's such and such train. We're about to pull into whatever station. He's got a red hoodie. He's tall, dreadlocks. He still has a knife. You couldn't even do that.
Yeah. And I wasn't meaning it in any racial sense whatsoever. The media needs to stop with
the media
color.
cashes in on things
it
like that.
It shouldn't matter what color you are. We're all human beings who should be living somehow peacefully together, and yet it's like next to impossible.
With a guy who has 14 convictions, yet he's still out as a free man. This poor 23 smoking gorgeous woman loses her life,
leaving her war-torn country for a better life.
Right, only to come here and die. Yeah. All right, let's see what's cooking here. Ann says, "Good morning, Tony and Jeff. My thoughts and prayers are with those who lost their lives today on 9/11." Yep, absolutely, Ann. Carol says, "Today is so hard." Yeah, Carol has Carol. There was a close friend of Carol's who passed away 9/11. Tom Pedicini. Tom Pedicini, he had one of his sisters was married to a Hicksville guy. Forgive me, I forget his first name. Kaleo.
Oh, Stephen Joe.
Joe. But then I was about to say, then Joe's brother Stephen was also there. So
Yeah.
Pedicini and the Kaleo brothers, they all perished on 9/11. And they two brothers and their brother-in-law, basically. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to say. That's
huge for
terrible.
my family. Yeah.
Terrible. And I I don't know if one has anything to do with the other, but then one of Tom's sisters, Ann Pedicini, ended up committing suicide a few years back. I don't know if that has anything to do with the mental state from losing her brother. I don't know if it was connected. The reason I bring it up is I'm just pointing out with everything this poor family had to deal with. I didn't know them. I knew Tom very little. I knew Ann a tiny bit better, but I don't know the family. I can't speak for them, but it's just heartbreaking what this poor family's been through. Carol was very close to Tom Pedicini, so I know how hard it is for you, Carol, and our thoughts are with you.
Absolutely.
Carol, morning, beautiful, and so heavy in my heart. You know, it's funny. Today's outside, like it's almost the same.
Almost a picture perfect day like that day 24
like that day
years
was.
ago.
Yeah. I may not have agreed with everything Charlie has said. This is from Carol Miner. But he was respectful and open to debate. He was a huge supporter of Israel and a passionate man. He didn't deserve to pass so violently. Unjust. Spot on, Carol.
Yep.
And I had never heard of Charlie until yesterday. Politics are not my thing. He seemed to be a great man. Rest in peace, Charlie. Yeah, and I'm with you there. I used to follow it. Not really close, but I knew what was going on. I have distanced myself maybe the past 4 years or so. A lot of it is bullshit.
Yeah.
A lot of it is
slanted
to, I personally think doesn't matter. I don't particularly believe one side or the other. I think they're both full of shit.
Yeah.
I think they
all get money under the table.
Right. They want us to fight with each other via social media and other avenues so that we're not paying close enough attention to what they're really doing.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I don't pay attention much anymore either. Mark Kaleo.
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Our apologies.
Yes.
Our apologies.
Yes.
Mark Kaleo was married to June Pedicini. Stephen was Mark's brother, right? All three worked for Cantor Fitzgerald. So Mark Kaleo, well, let's be clear. Mark Kaleo, Steve Kaleo, who was a year ahead of us.
It didn't even sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen Kaleo was a year ahead of us.
Yeah.
Funny dude.
Yeah.
Funny dude. Yeah, all three worked for Cantor Fitzgerald. I want to mention, too, you guys remember just a few weeks ago, I was on vacation. Lisa, Sammy, and I were going to Memphis, and we were flying out of LaGuardia Airport in Flushing. It's practically right next door to Citi Field. Most times I've taken trips, I've gone through Kennedy Airport. So we were flying out of LaGuardia. I couldn't tell you the last time I was inside LaGuardia. I've been there to pick people up. I couldn't tell you the last time I was in the airport.
Beautiful now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
It's cool.
But we're walking through, and I see this. And I thought this was the coolest thing. A flag of honor, and it's all names of 9/11 victims.
I have that.
You have this? Really? This in the airport, this thing was huge.
Yeah.
And I actually stopped to look at this, take the picture, and then now I'm going to zoom in. Right in the smack middle of this picture, you'll see Walter Edward Weaver.
Yeah.
That's probably the closest I am to anybody that passed away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say Walter and I were super close friends, but we did hang out once in a while in high school. After high school, very little.
Yeah.
He has a brother, Brian, who I hung out with more after high school. But nothing but good things to say about Walter. And then just about a month before the attacks, I actually did bump into him.
Me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I've known Walter since we were little kids.
I've known him since junior high
school.
Yeah.
because his dad was our religious instructor, our soccer coach, our Boy Scout leader. Walter and I go way back.
Religious instructor where? At Holy Family? Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his mom was our religious instructor. I'm sorry. It's many, many years ago. But him and I were tight when we were little, and as we got older, and school, and then once high school's over, everybody's
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I saw him that summer because we had a call for a motorcycle accident on Newbridge Road, and he was actually a passerby. I think he actually called it into us.
Oh, okay.
And he was there, and I was like, oh, hey, well, I haven't seen each other in a while. We'd always bump into each other, and it's like we pick up right where we left off when we were kids,
Yep.
and saying, yeah, we got to get together. Yeah, man, you been good? Yeah, it's working hard, same. And then, unfortunately, we didn't get together.
It just never happened.
It sucks. So that's like one of those things. If you want to get together with somebody or tell somebody, just freaking do it, man. Because it was only a couple months later. I was like, shit.
I was at a Met game.
It's terrible.
I was at a Met game. The game was over. I'm walking through the parking lot, and there he was. He was actually on duty. I guess he covered.
Okay.
He was a cop.
Yeah.
But he was in full uniform. So, but same thing. How you doing? Good to see you. Where you been? Always a nice guy.
Oh yeah, always smiling.
Yeah, nice guy. And then a month later, boom. And then to make this weird, I don't know if I told you, because I mentioned Walter last week on the show, and forgive me, I don't remember even why I mentioned him. But after the show, which like most days, this guy John Rusiello, who he's almost like Kiner's Corner. Remember Kiner's Corner with the Met games? Ralph Kiner would do the after game thing.
Yeah.
And this was before ESPN, and this was ahead of its time. He would do like a rap, like highlights of the game, talk about the game, show some clips from other games, bring in a player or two from today's game and talk to them. So John does that with this show. He'll more times than not he calls me after a show. So that was great today with this guest, and that was funny when you said this, and how about this guy? And let me tell you about this one. John Rusiello, and this is a very strange thing. John Rusiello has a connection to most of the guests I bring in here. I can't tell you how many times he's called me, oh, I once knew that guy here, and I once crossed paths with this one at this thing. And he knows, I remember when he first started watching the show, because he heard that I must have said something about my mother's family originally from the Bronx.
Right.
Like he is. We started throwing some names out. Turns out, he's friends with one of my mother's cousins.
That's funny.
So the reason I'm bringing this up, last week I brought up Walter Weaver. Turns out John knew Walter Weaver from being on the police force. Okay. And he had nothing but wonderful things to say about him. And John, forgive me, I don't remember exactly what you said about Walter, but what you did say lead me to believe that you knew him actually kind of well. So, great dude.
You know something crazy about with Walter's family. So, his dad was from Scotland.
No, I didn't know that.
Mr. Weaver, Bill. But everybody called him Scotty. Because he's from Scotland.
Scotty Weaver. All right.
So, just fast forward till, a couple of years ago, I'm talking with one of my friends who worked over at London Heathrow for American. He's from Scotland. In fact, he just had a crash pad in London, and on his time off, whatever, you go home to Scotland.
Sure.
So we were talking about something, and I don't know I forget how it actually all went down. I don't know if he saw it on my Facebook page or I saw something on his page about Walter.
Wow.
And I go,
how crazy is that?
He said something. There's a dedication to Walter over in Scotland. I think if he said like in a town library or something, I forget. And I said, Walter? He goes, oh yeah, man. Grew up with knowing the Weaver family and this. I go,
wow,
holy! I said, bro. I said, and dude, now I'm getting chills because I was just blown away.
Right.
That he knew the Weaver family in Scotland.
It's one thing to I lived in Levittown, so I knew him in Hicksville. This is a guy on the other side of the world, and you both.
And me
not
and this
just
guy,
heard of the name, but you guys were both close with them. Yeah, that's
me and
crazy.
this guy Rab are just good buddies,
And how long did you know him before you discovered that?
Quite a while.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe it was no more than 2 years ago that we discovered it, and I've probably known him for
okay.
at least 10 years.
Wow. Well, you said he posted something about Walter.
think
I
it
was
was a post
imagining
or
it being
something.
back then.
No, it was
Right.
It was probably maybe a couple anniversaries ago, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
And I was just like, I texted him private. I said, "You know Walter?" He goes, "Oh, man, yeah, the whole family." And I was telling him how, we call everybody's always called his father Scotty because there he's from. It was
That's
crazy,
crazy, yeah.
crazy,
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
Wow.
In fact, I sent him a picture of Walter yesterday, and I said, "Yep." So we can't forget Walter either. He's like, "Never, bro." It was
Right.
just. I was like, the world is huge, yet it's so small.
Yeah, right. Really?
know?
Yeah. Carol says, Walter lived in your neighborhood. Jeff,
Pretty much like 2 blocks away.
Walter was also a mechanic at the corner garage in the green in high school.
At the green, at the West Green, the little corner.
Oh, yeah, over by, right next to Trinity there?
Behind Trinity. Across from Trinity, across from the deli.
Yeah,
Across from the
yeah.
West
Uncle
Village
Don's
Green.
Deli, whatever that's called.
Whatever it is now. It's
Yeah.
something. It's
By
changed.
the
but
double
yes.
L.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
At the garage.
Oh,
across
he
the
was.
street.
I didn't know that. Such a great guy and so kind. His gun was found in the rubble and in 9/11, and it's in the 9/11 museum.
I
did
think
not know that.
it's all. It's his. I think his gun, and I think his vest is all they found. I could be wrong. Maybe it was just his gun, but I thought his vest. But that's it.
Wow.
That was it.
I didn't know the gun was in the museum. I have not. I went to the museum. Remember they opened it up even though it was still under construction. That's the only time I was there. I got to get back there, especially knowing that.
I have
would
not
love
been
to see
there
the
yet.
gun. Yeah, and I got to check, Mom, if you're watching. I think I have a cousin that works there,
Oh yeah.
but I'm not terribly close to my cousins, so I don't know. But Ma, can you verify that? Does my cousin still live there or live there? Work there?
Work there.
It's actually a daughter of a cousin. So what is that? A second cousin?
A daughter. Yeah. Right.
Does she still work there? Ma,
But,
wake up.
Yeah, and Mr. Weaver, ever since Walter passed, wore a shirt every single day. He had
Well,
a
most
shirt
people
for
wear
every day of the week with Walter's picture on it.
Really?
His uniform police picture.
Every day?
Every day.
Oh, my goodness.
He would go down to Ground Zero every day up until the day he died.
Oh, he's passed now, too?
He's passed a few years now, yeah. And we all say he died of a broken heart.
He went to Ground Zero every day?
day.
From Hicksville?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every day. We'd run into him at the bar, at the Curiosity Shop, or it was Rigby's back then, and
Oh,
you
right,
know.
Rigby's. Yeah, I totally forgot it was
he
Rigby's.
would go there,
Yeah.
and then he would go up to this Scottish bar up in Times Square, which the name is escaping me now because I can't think of it. But
Scottish bar.
yeah, I'm losing it. But anyway, so I stopped in there one time and was talking to the bartender, and I said, "Hey, Scotty." I said, "Scotty," I said, "Oh, Bill Weaver, but." Oh yeah, but you guys, these guys know Bill Weaver. He would go to that bar, Scotty. After going down to Ground Zero, he'd go up to Midtown and go to have a drink every day. So we said he died of a broken heart.
Sure,
he absolutely did.
Oh
yeah,
holy cow! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
terrible, man, just terrible.
Good guy. Besides Walter, his father was just a great guy. Great guy. Growing up.
Mom, or my mother says, didn't hear who you were talking about.
Was she not paying attention?
Ma, a cousin of mine has a daughter that was working at the 9/11 museum. Does she? So I'm asking you if she still works there. If you tell me you don't know who I'm talking about, well, I'm just not acknowledging you anymore.
You got Mom's message?
Well, no, she private message.
Oh, I was like, I didn't see Mom say nothing.
Yeah, I don't. My guess is my mother doesn't know how to navigate YouTube.
Gosh, well, I think you need to have a Google account, a Gmail, or whatever.
Right, which
to
I
be
don't
on-
think my mother does.
Yeah, probably not. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's my guess.
But hey, she's listening, and that's what matters.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I just I just saw a trailer this morning. There's a new documentary out. Just came out 2 days ago. Dennis Quaid narrates it. It's about this family. I forget the name. They're like currently there's like their lineage, their heritage, their generations. It's like 180 years of New York City firemen /
Oh, really?
and or New York City cops. And it's a documentary about this family, 3 brothers in particular who lost their father at 9/11. It looks very good. It's called Twin Towers Legacy. It's called. So go check that out.
Interesting.
I got to check it out too, and then talk about it.
St. Andrews was the name of the pub in Times Square.
Oh, okay.
I knew I'd get it.
Oh, that makes sense because St. Andrews is
yes.
the golf mecca over there in Scotland. Supposedly, I think that's where golf supposedly started.
Yes, it did.
Right.
Yes,
I've
that's
been
correct.
there. I've been there to St. Andrews. It's
Oh, yeah?
a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. That's where that was my first trip to England in 2016. That was when, so at St. Andrews, because it's the golf mecca, Elio performs there every October for this like high-end charity gig. And
Oh, I mean, that's when you went to years ago, the charity gig.
yeah, that's when I went there. I was part of Elio's crew. It was actually really kind of funny because he said to me and Sally, "You guys will be part of the crew." But we actually ended up really being part of the crew. We were helping set up the instruments and the sound equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, my mother says she's not sure because this cousin's daughter just had a baby, so she's not sure if she's working there. Did I know she had a baby? Probably. Thanks, Mom. So, yeah, he tells us, so we ended up helping set up the instruments and the sound. Actually, and then the stand that was holding up his keyboard, the stand collapsed. It broke. And then it was left to me to kind of get it back up and work,
I was going to say, just give him your leg.
That would have been funny. But yeah, so I ended up helping with that. The saxophone player, a piece of the saxophone ended up breaking. They had to call a music store to get a new rental. They put Sally on the phone because Sally, as a kid, took sax lessons in elementary
So she
school.
could describe
knew,
the
right?
issue.
So she knew what to tell them. The sound guy was, I mean, I'm no expert, but the sound guy was awful. And Elio had asked me to kind of work with the guy and maybe try to help him out. So I ended up doing that. In the middle of the gig, this guy was messing up left and right. And I was, with my limited knowledge, I'm trying to like, hey, why don't we do this? Or I would at least try stuff to try to help.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the gig, Huey Lewis comes over to this guy and starts, I mean, Huey was the nicest guy. True professional, really down-to-earth, great guy. Really enjoyed hanging with him. But, again, he's a professional. The gig is going on. And it's a high-end gig. There's professional golfers. There's other celebrities. That's the famous story that I tell you guys all the time with Andy Garcia where he grabbed Sally's tit. Huey comes over and balls this guy out. I mean, let this guy have it. Like didn't yell, but just knew the right words to say where this guy, like, you would think he was just beat up. Like, Huey just verbally beat this man. And this man was like, he like crumbled. And throughout the time Huey's degrading this guy, he's looking at me. He's like, right? And he's, don't you know this? I'm like, yeah, Huey, I actually kind of do that. He goes, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, he totally brought me in. So it was like me and this guy. And, yeah, this guy was not the same the rest of the night. Huey just bowled over this guy.
Did the sound get better is the question.
It did, but it still wasn't what it should have been.
Yeah.
And this guy, that guy he has not been back there since. I think Huey killed him. Yeah, but they've gotten other people since, because Elio still does it. In fact, because as we all know now, Huey Lewis has ear trouble. He doesn't sing anymore.
Yeah.
The last time he sang publicly was with Elio at one of those gigs. Yeah. But yeah, I think he was still showing up the past couple of years. I don't think he's been there. Mike Rutherford from Genesis goes there a lot. Don Felder, formerly the Eagles, he goes there a lot. Yeah, and some other people. Walter, still have never been to the memorial, says Carol Miner. Too difficult, hallowed ground. I agree.
Yeah.
It is hallowed ground, and it is difficult. And I'll be honest, I don't like when people go there and they like take a picture next to like somebody's name. It's one thing to take a picture of the name, but I don't know. There's something about people like standing around smiling, like they're taking a picture of a wax figure of Elvis.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's something about it. Yeah. And if any of you have done that, my apologies if I'm insulting you. It's just I'm not knocking you for doing it. I just personally don't like that. There's something about that just seems wrong to me. Carol, on another note, guess who's coming to New York first week of October? Oh, Carol, you can't do that to me unless you're serious. Are you really coming in?
She said guess. You didn't guess yet.
Well, that's my guess. My guess is her. Oh, Carol.
You're just picturing her bringing a ton of Buc-ee's.
That's one of the main reasons I'm excited, but not the main reason. I love Carol. Carol and I knew, again, talking about childhood friends, Carol and I have known each other. She went to Old Country Road. I went to Dutch Lane. And we had that Levittown pool, which was like right in the smack middle between the two schools. So I've known Carol going back, I've known Carol, going back to elementary school.
Sure, I got you.
Never super close until, our adult years. It's, I would say, pretty much around the time I started the show is when me and Carol kind of got reconnected, and we've been... She's like one of my closest friends.
We should all try and get together and go to dinner somewhere while she's here.
Absolutely, yeah. See that? She says, yep. So she's coming in. What? All right, Carol, we'll talk at some point.
I was going to say, that's really right around the corner.
Yeah, 2 weeks away. Yeah, we definitely got to make dinner plans and get together. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, Carol, if you're in October 4th, you're coming to the show here as my guest.
I already told Mary we're coming.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's great. I'll be working at White Post, so I got to get out of there as quickly as I can and then shoot over here. So I'll be showing up in my Farmer Willie outfit, and I'll be changing right here in this room. So send Mary over.
Okay. I will.
All right.
Sorry. I will.
Sorry. Sometimes I can't believe the stupid shit that comes out of my mouth. And Rothy says, can't wait. Yeah. Oh, that too, Carol. Make sure you come in here. We always have a good time with Carol. She's been in the studio.
Yeah, we'll do a show with her.
You make sure you're not back to work yet.
Yeah, I've just got a couple more doctor's appointments to go and deal with. It is getting close.
Yes. All right. So we're talking about, some serious stuff today. And I want to ask you, all right, so we're talking about 9/11. Do you have, all right, sorry, I'm all over the place. As a volunteer fireman, is there any connection to New York City firemen where you would know a lot of those guys that actually did that as a job? Like, is there any kind of connection?
Well, I mean, in volunteer system all through New York, there's a lot of guys that are
guys who are firemen there as a job, but then also volunteer in their own towns.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do know a lot of guys who were there. Like, do you have an idea of how many guys? Because I'm going to assume through being a fireman that you probably know, unfortunately, more people who died than, say, just a dumb slob like me who knew several people.
I'd say that's fair. Not that you're I'm not saying
that
you're a dumb slob.
Well, I am.
I'm saying fair that, yeah.
But do you have a number? Like, do you know how many people that you knew who died there? Is that a weird question to ask?
Well, I'd say, I mean, without a number, I'd say a good chunk.
Yeah.
Some local, other towns where I have friends who they had members who I just would happen to know, like in passing or whatever kind of thing. But yeah, some of the names I would just recognize were like, oh my God, that guy,
right.
Things like that. So
I
not so much, maybe not like direct connection.
Sure.
Some are very indirect.
A connection, any connection, yeah.
But it's funny, not funny. I don't know why I said funny, but what's crazy is Walter, when he was his partner, remember when years ago I was dating Erin back in the early 90s?
Yeah.
Her cousin was Walter's partner, who also died with Walter that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Again, small. And he lived, her cousin lived upstate, Middletown.
Right.
Yeah. Another nice guy. I met him several occasions way back then in the early 90s.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about that day for you. Like, where were you? How did you find out? And then what did you end up doing? Because I know you weren't
I was
there.
home sleeping, actually.
Okay. You weren't working that day?
No, not that morning. I was on the afternoon shift. I think I was off. So many years ago, it's like hard to remember. But
yeah, sure.
I got a phone call that, hey, did you see TV? And I was like, I don't know if I worked overtime the night before, but I was wiped. It was still, I was out cold.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, a plane hit the one of the Twin Towers. I go, oh my God, what is this freaking? I'm groggy. I'm like, what is this, student pilot in one of these little prop jobs? It's the first thing I thought. I was like,
a lot of people
oh
thought
God,
that,
you know.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, man, that's terrible, you know. And then, you know, I turn on the TV and I'm like, wow, what the? And they show, you know, it was a commercial, and I'm like, what the? And as I'm watching the TV, here comes the second plane. I'm like,
yeah, right.
My jaw just dropped, and I said, oh.
Yeah, that's when it
I
changed
said,
for
yeah,
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely. It was just insane. So, yeah. I woke up pretty quick after that.
But as a volunteer fireman on Long Island, I mean, we're far from the city, but yet we're not. So, and as a fireman, like...
Well, all of Long Island was pretty much activated, let's say. Everybody throughout the island was standing by in their fire stations.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Okay.
And a lot of...
So after the second plane hit, then, like, so the fire department contacts you, or do you automatically
if I
run
remember,
over there?
I think I just went to the firehouse.
Right, yeah.
I didn't wait for my radio to go off. We just all ended. It's like, you know, we just went.
So, and they put you on standby, meaning what? That there was a like you guys thought there might be a chance that somebody may have to go in?
That at some point we're going to be going in. Everybody knew that. I did not get down to ground zero that day.
But some volunteer fire departments were called to go there?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hicksville, we had rigs and equipment there and personnel there. Most Long Island departments did, and some Jersey departments as well.
Sure.
They staged, a lot of them staged in Shea Stadium.
Right. Shea Stadium became a major holding ground for equipment and donations. And, yeah.
So,
in fact, today, speaking of which, today at 1 o'clock, Sports Bash with Larry Schwartz, with Peter Schwartz, Edgardo Alfonso, former Mets second baseman, who was on the Mets during that time. He is one of Peter's guests today.
Zooming in?
I don't know if it's Zoom or phone. I think he's Zoom, if I'm not mistaken. So so if you're a Fonzie fan, a Mets fan, and you want to talk about 9/11, that's going to be a good show today.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, not at all. But yeah, a lot of the Long Island departments were sent to standby in city houses.
Oh, okay.
To cover the neighborhoods that.
In case something else comes up.
Yeah, well,
that's
in case any alarm comes up, because all the city, city houses, I imagine every one of them were probably emptied out in downtown.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, a lot of Long Island departments backfilled, mutual aid, and sent backfilled the city stations to cover alarms in those neighborhoods.
Wow.
As well. So everybody was everywhere, kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's almost like a positive. You know, like it's nice to hear that about volunteers who have your back and helping out in some way.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a great thing. Wow.
And even after 9/11 itself, when services for first responders, funeral services and stuff, there was a large plea from the city government for the first responders, from the volunteer departments, to try and you wanted as many people as you can at these funeral services, because all the city guys had their hands full in a sense. So, normally if there's a fallen first responder in a line of duty, you'll have 10,000-15,000 people at this thing.
Oh, sure. But
with the events of 9/11, you didn't really get that ability because everybody's still down there, working.
Right.
So volunteers would do our best to make sure that there was a presence.
Wow.
Out of respect. Yeah. And I just can't get over it's 24 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
It's, I mean, that's crazy to me.
It is crazy to me. It's crazy to me that we have young adults that have no memory of that day because they were just born around that time. Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think 9/11 should be a holiday, but then I think about things like anything that happened before our generation. I don't know why I'm in my head I'm singling out Pearl Harbor. I don't know why, but All right, I'll hold on to that thought. We're going to get this call. Hi, honey.
Hi, Pooh Bear.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm not going to be the joyful, giddy, high-pitched today because it is a serious day.
Okay.
Even though that all the times I come off flamboyant.
I thought that was just your norm.
Yeah, I thought that was just Jeff.
Well, I mean, there are very two handsome men that are sitting in the studio right now.
Well, thank you. Thank you very
Well,
much.
let me just say that your flamboyant, jovial, energetic self
is always appreciated.
It's always appreciated,
Always
and it always kind of lifts moods and puts us in a good mood. Let me just say that.
That's not the only thing I want to lift.
All right. So sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So okay. So obviously, I'm going to touch on the recent events. Very disgusting.
Yeah.
With what happened, and then I mean, people need to treat it as where you had the first radio broadcast that was produced where someone didn't like it because there was a preacher who was like, "Oh no, I can't stand it," and then the FCC was born. If you don't like it, turn the dial. If you don't like it, scroll past it.
Keep scrolling. That's it.
Yep. There's plenty of people who come off annoying, cocky, and you know what? They're not part of my life. They're not affecting my income. They're not affecting my family. They're speaking whatever they want to say. Say that, fine. That's great. Just turn the dial. That was a needless, horrible thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
9/11. My story. Everyone has their story. Mine isn't as as prominent as most, but I do remember where I was.
Which was where?
I was actually at the fish market that used to be located at the bottom of Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
So I was in the line of work that I am now. I was in it. I started back in 1998. So, but I was at the South Street Seaport, and I was working. And because I have the gift of gab, and I can't shut up just like now. And I was talking to the customer for a while, and then actually, what we witnessed was, it was unbelievable at the time, but the whole ground shook, like it was like a mini earthquake.
Oh wow!
It went all the way down to. It was like I was like, "What was that?" And then we heard the news, and then back then Howard Stern was on the radio,
right?
And he happened to be listening to that, and then the report was just like how Scelzi said. The guy said, like, "Oh my God, a Cessna hit the building."
Right.
And then, my reaction was, I was like, okay, let me get out of here. Let me get going. All this is going to mean is going to be cops, traffic, firefighters. It's going to be like, let me get out of this area because I don't have time for traffic. And I was actually making my way to the Manhattan Bridge to leave. And, and that's when, you got I was listening to the radio, then they said, oh my God, the second tower was hit. And I was like, I freaked out, and I got us across that bridge as fast as possible. Because in my head, I thought they were going to hit the bridges next.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was on most people's minds, I think.
And what bothers me the most out of it all was that my next job after the Seaport was actually Windows of the World.
Oh, no kidding.
My next job, and because they had, and I remember what they had for, they had a small Cardinal bench scale, but that's neither here nor there. But that was my next job, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my ability to not shut the F up and keep talking.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's just amazing on where people were and where they were or where they were supposed to be or their decision for that day that, turned the life of events for thousands upon thousands of people who live in New York.
And it probably puts things in perspective a little bit because you might have been one of the last people to be able to cross that bridge with your vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeedy. Because, like I said, it was the first one that went, and then we heard, like I said, we felt the aftershock all the way down to the Lower Manhattan. Even though that the Trade Center is Lower Manhattan, but even lower towards South Street Seaport, we felt that.
Wow.
And then to hear the report of that, and I was like, and my decision was, I was like, okay, let me just do the next job that's supposed to be in Brooklyn. Let me go do that. And it was just, as soon as I got over, and that thing was, and then it was no more than like about 5 to 10 minutes later, New York is closed.
Right.
I believe it was like right after like I said, right like 5 to 10 minutes after the second building, it was reported all New York, and that was the thing. New York is closed, not shut down, closed.
Right. And closed plus cell phone signals were down.
Non-existent,
Many people had no idea.
They weren't down. It was back then. It was the influx.
Well, right.
The systems were jammed up.
Overloaded. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, back then it was just amazing that you could barely make a call until you got to a far enough away.
Yeah. Right.
You had to be in like almost Suffolk County to make a phone call.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So it was, you were fortunate enough to get through with your car, where so many people are crossing bridges on foot, and their loved ones had no idea where they were.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Scary shit, man.
So like I said, it's a tragedy. It's it was a meaningless. Once again, the people who did that, horrible people. It's disgusting. And you know what? I'm going to go back to another thing. How you mentioned how social media platforms, it pretty much ruined everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
Okay, and now it's not even like an age demographic. It stems from as early as a kid getting their first phone, all the way up until you have the senior citizen deciding whether he should put his teeth in for the day. All those ages, it has ruined them. It has helped them tip the scale of almost insanity.
I would agree. At times, it is bordering insanity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, it has. I feel that today that the way social media is, it used to be where there was a scale of where it was for a positive mood,
right?
But it's leaning more towards where it's a destructive tool more so than a necessity of being a positive tool for information and for entertainment.
Right.
So thank God we have Knock 'em Dead Radio and Hershey in the case.
Very true, Jethro. Very true.
And lucky we are that both shows have regular input from you, pal.
Well, I don't mean to brag.
No, Keegan gets more input from you than the rest of us, but if you know what I mean.
Well,
that's
I was
quite
going to say
different.
this: if you're available, Tony, there's enough to share. You know what I mean?
All right, I'm going to go now. I'll catch you guys later.
Okay. But anyways, listen, have a great show.
You too, pal.
Thanks, brother.
And sorry for all those who have fallen on 9/11.
Yep.
And condolences to Mr. Kirk and his family.
Yep.
And that's all I have to say, and I'm going to leave it at that. Tomorrow I will do the more positive, if I'm available, more positive, more quirky, regular Jeff. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks for calling, pal. See you later. Jeff Bosey checking in. Yeah.
When you asked about people, that I can't, ever forget that Hicksville Fire Department lost 2 people.
Okay. I don't know.
George Howard.
George Howard, okay.
He was a Port Authority cop who was home that day. He was off that day. He jumped in his car.
Yeah.
Raced into the airport, met his partner there, and they raced down to Ground Zero. And I think the whole thing is as they were getting out of the car, one of the towers started coming down. He zigged, his partner zagged. His partner lived, he didn't.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I think he was hit in the head. But and also the other gentleman, ex-chief of ours, Terry Farrell, who had moved from Hicksville by this time. He was in Dix Hills Fire Department at the time, but they were both Hicksville firefighters.
Wow.
Yeah. Terry Farrell was FDNY, Rescue 4, yeah.
Hello, sir.
How are you guys?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing good, Jay.
All right. I'm watching the show, and you're talking about whatever. But I have to say this, and it's amazing how many young kids that were babies that never saw their father, and today they became cops and firemen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had their, as Jeff will understand, they had their father's shields, and it's just to show you how great this country is. They never knew their father. Their mothers always told them and explained to them how their father was, and they became cops and firemen in honor of their fathers and mothers. And that's something it's just amazing.
Oh yeah.
And the mothers would turn around and say, "I don't want you to become a cop because look what happened to your father."
Right.
And they just said, "No, we want to become a cop." And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional.
No, it's fine.
It's just amazing. One of them is the Perry family, who I was very close to his father, and now he's working in the 7-9 precinct.
Did you say Perry?
His father's shield.
Perry, Perry? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they lost. He was a lieutenant in the fire department, and there was one brother, and the other brother was a Port Authority cop. And the kid just turned around and said to me about 2 or 3 years ago, "Uncle John, I want to become a cop." It's just amazing.
Yeah,
John,
anyway,
I think it was before you joined us. I mentioned to Jeff that a documentary just came out 2 days ago on, I think it's Netflix. It's called Twin Towers Legacy, and it's about exactly what you just described. The name of the family was something like Gagliano or something like, that's not it, but it's something like that. And it's these three boys whose father was a fireman who died at 9/11, but they're like their family goes back over 100 years as far as their family having family where they were either New York City firemen and or policemen. And these three boys are now still carrying on the legacy. And they even show in the trailer, they show a clip of the mother actually saying exactly what you just said. Growing up, I told them about their father. He was a hero, but I begged them not to follow in his footsteps because I wanted them to come home. She goes, I wanted them to work 9 to 5. And I'm not, it's three boys. I'm not, at least two of them, like one's a cop and one's a fireman, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, at least two of them became first responders. So I'm not sure exactly what they do. But one of them became a cop, and he did just that. He requested to get the same shield number as his father, and they gave it to him. So this movie looks like it's a beautiful movie. It looks like it's going to be a tearjerker, but it looks like a great documentary. I don't know if you know this family or you have any idea what I'm talking about, but it's called Twin Towers Legacy, and I'm almost positive it's Netflix that you can find it. And so I recommend it because it's exactly what you just talked about. That's exactly what this documentary is about. So
it's just amazing. It's just amazing the will that these boys have, and girls as well.
Absolutely.
There's a few, and it's just great. And usually the police department, New York City Police Department, is not as compassionate with that stuff, but the wheel desk, which is the shield desk and the wheel desk, make sure they gave their father shield, and as it was out, if it was assigned to somebody else, that person relinquished that shield, and it's a very difficult thing to do. You know, a lot of people, there's a superstition that you don't give up your shield.
Oh,
but the cops gave up their shield for them, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only thing I have to say about the day. And thank God we're here to talk about it. There's a lot of great guys that I knew and loved that are not here anymore.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, listen.
Well, let's
Keep your legs crossed, guys.
let's turn the let's turn the chairs. Let's turn the tables for a second.
Turn tables.
Since we got you on the phone, let us wish your wonderful, beautiful bride Dawn a very happy birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, today's her birthday. It's ironic that it's 9/11.
Yeah.
But
at least there's something nice to celebrate on this
Yeah.
day. You will not find a nicer person. She's a saint for putting up with you, and I've been fortunate enough to be a guest in their house and spend time with them. She is just a joy, an absolute joy, and I hope you spoil her rotten. I hope you give her the big fat one. And cigars I'm talking about. And I just hope she has
She smokes cigars. Okay.
I have no idea.
Alrighty then.
I just hope she has a wonderful day and a great time on Saturday. And, we want to just, again, say happy birthday, Dawn. You deserve the happiest of birthdays, even though it's
Absolutely.
on 9/11. You
Yeah.
still deserve a great birthday.
Absolutely.
Not because she's my wife, but you'll never meet a nicer person.
I agree 100%.
She's just amazing. She's one of a kind. They broke the mold. All right, and it's just, and I'm not saying this because she's my wife. I want to strangle her 5 times a day, but that's only because she talk about cops. She's a police with me. Did you take this medication? Did you do that? You did that, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
But yeah, you can never get a nicer person.
Well,
And,
get on that
I'm very
grill.
lucky. I'm very lucky. Very very lucky. It took 40 years to find her, but I finally found the right one.
Right. At least you did. You did find her, and that's what counts.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Johnny,
Listen,
jump on that. Jump on that
love you
barbecue
guys.
grill, John, and make one of those famous steaks for her for dinner that I always hear about.
Oh no!
No?
No! Don't come on, guys! Don't put me on the spot like that. All right. She's having a party on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
All right. A party that's supposed to be 35 people turned out to be 80 people.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Anytime you want to donate for the catering bill, guys, all donations are greatly accepted.
Well, it should be a celebration that starts today, continues tomorrow, and then goes into the party.
As
She
my wife
deserves
usually says, it's her birthday week.
Oh, is that right?
You sometimes she'll say it's her birthday month, and I'm like, I'm lucky I get a day.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's all good, and we'll send you pictures on Saturday.
Oh, yeah,
All right?
please do.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
Love you
All right,
guys.
John.
Give her a hug
Take
for
it
us.
easy. Bye-bye. Right.
See you,
Take
buddy.
care, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a tough day, dude.
It is.
Let me
It is
tell
a
you,
very tough day.
he almost got me going there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Sure did. Wow. I don't even know what we were saying before that, but Ann says, happy birthday, Dawn. May all your wishes come true. Sending birthday hugs. Which I'm sure John would want, you to join them in a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course you would. So, yeah. And I think because of what today is, it made what happened yesterday even harder, I think. Like John
As
said.
if we needed a reminder that this world is so fucked up.
True.
It's.
But like John pointed out, there's a lot of great people in the world, like the policemen, like the firemen that help out. I remember, from September 12th, pretty much like, to maybe mid-October, just how things did it was almost like for that month. It just seemed like everybody came to their senses.
Yeah.
There were no political sides.
Nope.
There was no bullshit. Everybody just seemed to realize, oh yeah, what Britney Spears, is saying on social media is not important. What we're fighting about with our president is not important. And that line of thinking seems to have disappeared. But I always hope with every anniversary of 9/11, and then especially after a day like yesterday, that maybe we will start to realize that most of the shit that we're carrying on about is so stupid.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's I remember being in Manhattan one night. I forget what I was there for. It had nothing to do with 9/11, but it was not too long after. I was in Midtown, and people were just so nice to each other.
Right.
Talking. People were actually on the streets talking to each other, complete strangers, and walking down the street. It was like all of a sudden some people saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Which does not happen in New York City or most of New York at all. Period. I remember I was on the ladder truck going through Manhattan after a funeral, and everybody still. This is like a month later. It was coming back from a funeral in Manhattan, and people still holding signs as we were going through Midtown on the fire truck going to get back over to the islands. People still holding up signs saying thank you, or we're stopped at a traffic light and they're talking to us at the window for a minute saying thank you and this, that, and the other thing. It was it was. Everybody was like, for lack
the
of
way
a
it should
better
be,
term, normal.
Right.
For a while,
I mean, and I remember, at the time thinking, it's a crazy world, and it's nice that if there is a positive out of something like 9/11, it's the way we were from 9/12 on for like a month or so. But back then, like compared to the way things have been, pretty much since COVID on, like I never in a million years imagined how crazy it would get. To me, going back to pre 9/11. Like to me, that's all. Like I'd be happy if we went back to that.
Yeah.
People were fighting with George W. Bush, who was our president at the time, but it was nothing compared to now.
No.
And it's so crazy to me and so sad to me. But yeah,
I think COVID made people lunatics.
Yeah. Between the medications,
kinda stuck in your homes.
I'm going to be honest, and I don't know if this is a popular feeling or not, but I think the legalization of marijuana fucked up a lot of people too. I don't think I'm not a weed smoker.
I don't see that.
Well, I'll explain because I personally think the weed that's now legal, just like our food, just like everything else, they've messed with it. It's it's synthetic weed or whatever they call it, but they mess with it, and I just think people that were smoking weed when it was still illegal, they can smoke weed, they'd be high for a little while, but they can carry on pretty normally. They can function pretty normally unless they're smoking a ton of it. Where now, I don't know, like their personalities have changed. The things that they say is different. Like, I don't know. It's just different. And again, this is totally from the outside. I don't smoke weed at all.
No,
this is just my observation. But between COVID and that, it just seems like things have gotten really absurd. And, of course, the attitude towards, I was going to say first responders. Not really. It's really just more towards cops.
It's the attitude towards the cops.
Which is just disgusting.
It's terrible.
Now, of course, like any other group of people, any other organization in this world, you always have your shitheads. As a former union rep, I had to go to bat for plenty of guys who didn't deserve it, and I would try to be on the up and up with that. As I'm protecting him, I would say to the company, "Look, I know this guy's, I know he fucked up yet again, or I know what he did was stupid, but can we try this with it, or can we do this?" I just wanted this guy to save. I just wanted to save the guy's job because he's got kids at home. And the same. I'm sure there's a small percentage of cops who are douchebags, and there's a small percentage of firemen who are douchebags. There's plenty of comedians who are douchebags.
I've said this a million times. Every single profession in this universe, in this world, has people that should not be doing that job.
Who could ruin it for everybody. Absolutely.
Every profession.
But the shit.
Unfortunately.
But the shit the cops have taken in the past few years,
they do not
ridiculous.
Get the support they should be getting.
Right.
Especially from not so from anybody. They don't get the support from the public they should be getting.
Right.
They don't get the support from the government officials that they should be getting. It's like, why it's terrible.
And teachers too. Teachers too, by the way.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And you know what I don't like either? and this is going to ruffle some feathers, and I'm going to apologize, but I'm already seeing the conspiracy theories from yesterday.
Oh, God.
Did you see this one video? There was a guy standing near Charlie Kirk who had a white shirt and a white hat on, and he's standing like to Charlie Kirk's right, if I have this right, and he looks like he's right there, within a few feet of him, right? And he's standing there. Sure enough, all of a sudden he pulls out his cell phone and he starts recording Charlie. He's got it right on him, and then he turns. He's looking out, and he adjusts his hat, and then he does a little something, almost like he's giving signals, like a third base coach in baseball. Ahead. So now that's what people are saying. Oh, that's the guy. He gave the sniper the okay to take the shot. Like, give me a break. And then if you continue to watch, which it's hard to watch, but when the shot does happen, this guy jumps just like everybody else does. And then he hits the ground like everybody else does. I'm sorry. Let's not get crazy.
I know.
This guy had nothing to do with it.
People are fucking nuts, dude. People are they've lost something up here.
I will say that I agree. I do feel whoever it was somebody that knew what they were doing.
Of course.
Like a professional. This was not somebody that went unhinged, bought a gun, and then took it. This guy, a direct hit in the right spot. You know, if you want to kill somebody, you got him right in the right spot, and then you disappear. That's a professional.
They'll find him.
Yeah, they'll find him. Him or her. They'll find him. But still, to get that good of a shot and then disappear, that's somebody that knows what they're doing. That's not somebody just who bought a gun 2 weeks ago and, Lenin's murder. That guy bought a gun 2 weeks before and then, shot Lenin at close range. This was somebody that, took a long shot and hit him in the, the perfect spot. So, yeah. So I don't know. Like everything else, it's already getting politicized, and the conspiracy theories, and that's what makes me sad.
Yeah.
Let's come together like 9/12, and let's work together. Let's not get crazy and point fingers.
Unfortunately, it's just the way of the world today. It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's why people suck. You gotta love my animals more than people now. The people suck.
I said it yesterday, and Kaplan made fun of me because I screwed the word up wrong, but I am naive. I go into the city. I'm the one saying, hey, how you doing?
I'm the same way.
I'm smiling. I'm trying to be positive. I still hope.
If you're going past somebody and you have a direct eye contact,
right.
There's nothing wrong with going, how you doing?
Exactly.
What's wrong with it?
I park in front of my house. I get out of the car, and somebody's walking on the sidewalk passing my house. Hi, how are you? I still have hope that we are going to come out of these things and become normal. Like I do. I still have hope for these things.
Define normal.
Well, true.
Define normal.
All right, maybe happy instead of normal. I again 9/12ish type attitude. I still have hope that that's going to happen somewhere down the road. Yeah, it's Yesterday was just So it's terribly sad, and it shouldn't have happened. I asked at the top of the show if you guys want to correct me on Charlie Kirk, because I said I didn't really know a lot about him. If anybody wanted to correct me, let me know if he did say school shootings aren't significant. And nobody has said anything here. So I'm sticking to what I've been saying, even though I don't know a lot about the man. It's just freaking awful. It's just it's terrible. And all right, so I guess we can go the other way with this. We have a few minutes. Because it does seem you have the people with their negative comments and the bad jokes, and you have people politicizing. But on the other side of that, you do have right and left coming up and saying this man did not deserve to die. It's a shame this guy's, the two little kids are losing their father. And that's a kind of a positive that comes out of this. You do have people from both sides agreeing, yeah, this shouldn't have happened. And that kind of sums up what he seemed to be. Again, not knowing a lot about him, he seemed to be a guy that wasn't, even though he was a Republican, a Trump supporter, good friends with Trump, but he still seemed to be a guy that was
logical.
Just logical.
He was logical.
Wanted to discuss certain topics and come to some kind of an agreement regardless of your party affiliation.
Yeah, he didn't care. He wasn't trying to change nobody either.
Right.
At all. It was just expressing each other's views in a calm, cool, collected manner.
Yeah.
Not, some people want to express their views. They get nasty and violent, and there's one person that you and I both follow on social media who's a famous musician who is just so anti anything the other way, and he spews his verbal diarrhea.
I think I know who
you know who I'm talking about.
I think. I'm not positive.
His first name is also part of a statue. And it's terrible. Everything is all one way with him.
Right. Yes.
Instead of, just trying to talk to people, and we're all wrong. And he'll tell you,
right.
We're all wrong if you follow the other way.
Right. And that's the problem.
Wrong.
That's the problem, and it's been this way forever. Blind faith in your leaders and your party affiliation, like yesterday. Blind faith in your leaders will get you killed. Really, it's again. I didn't mean for the show to be like dumping on social media the whole time, but unless you fact check, blind faith. And to even say you get your news from social media, I mean, that in itself is ridiculous.
Snopes.com is a great fact-checking site.
Snopes.
Snoops.
It's SN. I thought it was SNOPES. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Snopes?
I call it Snoops.
Oh, okay. All right. I just
because of Snoop.
I wasn't trying to correct you. I wanted to make sure we were talking about the same thing.
Yeah. It's a very good fact-checking site.
Yeah. Carol, I'm not sure of all the guests on the 4th. I do know our Fremder will be making his debut. Yeah, I'll talk about the 4th in a second. Yeah, Fremder wasn't on today. I don't know. Maybe because of 9/11.
Maybe because he wouldn't be able to
say
anything off color today. I don't know.
I don't know if he has a big connection to the day.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And also says, Jeff, you're awesome. Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you, Ann. I just saw that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Ann.
that's very nice. And yes, I second that. Thank you for your service,
No,
pal.
not at all, man.
Absolutely. All right, it is time to go. Ann mentioned October 4th, so I'll throw that out there now. October 4th, live from the Giggle Room. Danny Keene making his stand-up debut. You've seen Danny on here many times on this show. Fantastic musician, very funny man. We finally convinced him to take that funniness and do some stand-up for the first time.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Also making his stand-up debut, Andrew Fremder, the one and only, making his stand-up debut. Returning to a comedy stage after several years off. Okay, yeah. Also returning to the comedy stage after a few years off, Allie Cam. She's wonderful. I'm trying to get her in here before this show. Greg and Rob, who they're twin brothers. They're hilarious. They did another show that Don and I produced last year. They're great. Alec Quinn is also on the bill. Joe Pacino is also on the bill. And Mike Bocetti, the one and only Mike Bocetti, is headlining. I'll be hosting. That's going to be a lot of fun. govs.com. Govs.com. Come check that show out. It's going to be a lot of fun. This weekend on the Governor's Stage, the Giggle Room here in Levittown, the Brokerage in Belmore, McGuire's out in Bohemia, Eric Newman, Johnny Watson, John Butera, Pat Dunn, Emily Santosis, Donnie Roy. Just some of the comedians you'll see on the Governor's Stage. The main club in Levittown will be open in a few weeks. What a good time for me to be in New York, says Carol. That's right. She will be in New York around October 4th, so she will be here. Very nice.
I think it would be cool if like a bunch of our listeners just like, we need to go to New York and be there for October 4th and get Ann and John and Carol. And
yeah, well, Carol, it's been confirmed. Carol
will be for sure, yep.
So, John, if you're able to do it, and Ann, if you're able to swing it, John and Carol, if you guys are able to swing, swing to get here.
Not swing, but swing to get here.
Oh, you can do that too.
Oh,
you can swing here to swing here. If you're able to make it here, I'll get you into the show. You and your guest, husband, whoever you bring with you, I'll get you into the show for free. Say thanks to Jeff for taking care of Hicksville. He always calls you when something happens in my neighborhood. That's from my mother. Which is true.
Told you, something going on in Kramer.
Yep. Wasn't there something?
There was also with
wasn't there something right at her house once? Or
the downstairs neighbor.
Right.
Something
that time, got me. I was like, what the? I was like, holy crap.
And if Rob's dad was getting an ambulance call, I'd be like, hey, that's so-and-so.
Yep. Let's see. Go it, sweetie, says John Ruscio. Go it, sweetie. Whatever that means. Go it. All right, we got to go it.
We got to go it.
Today is Thursday. Peter Schwartz at 1 o'clock, a half hour away. He's got former Islander, I forget his name. He's got a former Islander, Edgardo Alfonso from the Mets. What the fuck you doing there?
I was straightening out they weren't even.
Former Met, he was voted the best Mets second baseman of all time, Edgardo Alfonso. He'll be joining Peter today, so that it's going to be a good one. Be sure to join. I know Peter is. I think he's focusing on 9/11 as well, talking about the sports world and what was going on at the time. Peter Schwartz, Sports Bash, 1 o'clock, always a great show. And then that's it for today on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. So Coffee with the Dog tomorrow at 9 a.m. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I'll be here with Rosie.
With Rosie?
And Don Sill will be here. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, shit. You know, dude, I'm all jammed up. I'm not used to being in here on Thursday.
Oh, right.
So
You thought tomorrow's Tuesday?
thinking. Yeah, I'm all jammed up.
Don Sill is joining me and Rosie tomorrow.
Oh, man, Don's coming. Don,
So?
why aren't you here today, man?
He was originally coming here today.
That's what I thought.
He had some work stuff going on, so he's changed it to.
I'm starting to get a complex.
Come in. Yeah, I know. He didn't show up for your barbecue.
I know. I thought we were getting.
You're welcome to join us tomorrow.
See what's going on. That's
3 nerds and a hottie. Tomorrow. Yeah. So that's tomorrow, and then Don also has Donversations tomorrow night, and then that's it. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you in a half hour with Peter. And if you want to come tomorrow, by all
I gotta
means.
see what's going on. There's something going on in my head about tomorrow.
Okay.
I forget.
Otherwise, we'll see you Monday.
We had John on before, and I forgot. I wanted to ask him. John, I'm going to probably call you in a little bit.
Okay.
I have a barbecue question about
okay.
ribs.
Oh, very nice.
So I'm going to call you a little later, John.
All right, and real quick, don't forget Knock'em Dead Comedy also. Knock'emDeadComedy.com. We'll be at McGuire's December 13th, and we have some other dates in the fall. So go to Knock'emDeadComedy.com. I almost forgot that. All right, so if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you Monday.
Yeah, man.
All right, everybody have a great day.